Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we're going to be discussing some of the major changes that were done in the latest Elden Ring patch. Now, there was a lot of fixes in this patch, whether it was relating to the player, magic, equipment, talismans, hitboxes, attacks, ashes of war, lots of different stuff. But the main focus was Promised Consort Radahn, which is the final boss of the DLC. Promised Consort Radahn has been a very controversial boss fight ever since the release of the Shadow of the Erdtree, and many people found his extremely oppressive fight to be riddled with unfair combat sequences and combo chains, bad hitboxes, and animations that would enforce a very strict combat style onto the player. Somewhat surprisingly, From Software has actually listened, it would seem, and they have released a patch addressing most of these issues. So for this video, we'll go through all of the changes, be they small or large, in order to see what we can expect going back to fighting Promised Consort Radahn now after the patch. So make sure you like and subscribe for more Elden Ring content, and let us begin. To begin with, the most major change of all has been increasing the duration after the first swing of the frame trap before the second hitbox spawns. What this basically ensures is that there is significantly more time now in between the two swipes, 10 frames at 60 frames per second to be exact. With this change, you should now be able to dodge this attack by simply rolling each swipe rather than it forcing a rather unintuitive positional roll onto the player. Another somewhat significant change has to be the decrease in Radahn's Light of Miquella attack hitbox. More specifically, it is smaller by 2 meters now, from 21 to 19 meters, and additionally its visual effect has been slightly tweaked so that it's not to be taxing in terms of performance and visual stimuli. Getting into the less significant changes, plenty of attacks have gained much more longer recoveries. One extreme example of this is Radahn's Blood Flame attack, which now has a 60 frames longer recovery animation than before. Another good example of this is Radahn's Double Sword Sweep into Slam, which now has 20 extra frames of recovery. The cross slash backwards similarly has 50 extra recovery frames. The standalone Clone Slam attack has 22 extra recovery frames. And finally, the ground pull-up attack that he can end certain combos with has an added 16 frames of recovery. With regards to the standalone Clone Slam attacks, the window before he can combo out of it into the follow-up has been drastically increased as well. He can now only combo into the follow-up 40 frames later than pre-patch. And on a similar note, the giant gravity AoE that happens if you are close after his gravity pull attack will now only spawn its hitbox and gravity AoE bullet 10 frames later. Also, the opening animation of him getting off the platform where the Gate of Divinity is located has also been slowed down now, as to prevent people from getting surprised by it upon entering the boss room. And lastly, they have added safety measures to prevent Radahn and his after images from falling during his meteor animations. Now, does this make the fight easier or harder? Well, it definitely makes it easier. It doesn't make the boss very easy, but it improves upon some of the unintuitive things that they had in it and that required the players to be very direct in what they are doing and to be thinking exactly what they want to do when avoiding certain attacks in certain ways. Also, as I mentioned, there is a big list of notes for the patch that you can check in the description below. And yeah, this should be it for this video. If you are interested in Elden Ring mods, make sure to check out the Garden of Eyes overhaul mod. We've got a lot of new bosses, weapons, armors, and just a big overhaul mod that's now available in early access on Patreon. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you later. Bye bye.